Yes, please, that's fine.
Okay, I was asked to give a talk on Uganda export strategy. Before I proceed, allow me to introduce Uganda to you. Uganda is currently being led by President Museveni. He won an election in 2016.
If I may cut in, Jeff, Julius, can you please turn on your video so we can all see you, if that's okay?
I cannot turn on my video. Can you turn it for me?
Yes, please. Let me try to do that.
Yeah.
You can go on while I try to figure it out, please.
Okay.
Yes,
Uganda holds regular democratic elections after every 5 years. I wonder if you could have learned about Uganda in the 70s during the period when Uganda was heavily mismanaged by President Amin. He ordered a lot of Ugandan Asians to leave Uganda within a period of 90 days. The economy of Uganda collapsed because we lost almost over 20,000 highly qualified and experienced people in business, civil service, and social services. The brain drain was so heavy that most industries in Uganda they collapsed, so to speak. It also goes without mention that the export sector for virtually everything collapsed within the 9 years that President Amin ruled Uganda. The economy nosedived. So from early 80s, Uganda started importing a lot of goods from the neighboring countries. Fast forward from 1986 to date, Uganda has reversed the trend. Uganda is no longer a net import country. Uganda has started to export a lot of goods, manufactured goods, to neighboring countries. It used to be the reverse. In as far as the strategy moving forward from the year 2016 is concerned, Uganda encourages investments in value addition, in agriculture, in mining and mineral beneficiation, in manufacturing, in tourism industry, and building and construction. Uganda enjoys a strong bilateral relationship with UK, and exporters from UK can benefit from the regional market in East Africa, to which Uganda is a member. UK traders and exporters can benefit from what is called UK Export Finance for technology that is being exported to Uganda. You can access this facility via the DIT. Are you getting me?
Yes, please, we are here. We can see you now. Thank you.
UK exporters are encouraged to enlist their products for construction, for manufacturing, for supplying industry, and you can get export finance through UK Export Finance Scheme, which is a UK government funding program. On the other side in Uganda, we have Uganda Development Bank that has been refinanced for supporting exporters from Uganda who wish to export their products within the region and also in other markets in Europe and the Middle East. Ladies and gentlemen, Uganda has come from far. The economy is now liberalized. Economy is 100% liberalized. Foreign exchange is liberalized. The export sector is liberalized. Government does not run any business. It only puts in place the enabling laws to facilitate exporters and investors in their businesses. Uganda government encourages export of finished products. And there is an agency of government that was established by the Act of Parliament. It's called Uganda Export Promotion Board. So this is an official export promotion agency of government that participates in trade fairs for specific products. It could be products in agriculture, manufacturing products, mining products in various markets around the world. We encourage investors from the UK and from the Commonwealth to come to Uganda to invest in the country and take advantage of political stability that we have had for the last 35 years. Uganda is a member of Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, so your investments are safe with us. Uganda encourages technology transfer and local content transfer. With your investments in the country, we expect you to provide or to procure goods and services locally in the country up to a percentage of. It hasn't been passed in law, but the proposal was between 30 to 40% of the local content is encouraged. Some people are talking about 50%. That is a beneficial way of doing things. If it goes to 60%, that's even much better. In terms of procurement of goods and services, manpower should be obtained or procured from within the country. The other day I was talking to UK trade envoy to Uganda and Rwanda, Lord Popat. As you're aware, the construction of Hoima International Airport in the heart of the oil city of Uganda in Hoima, the funding for that was obtained from UK government under the UK Export Finance Facility. And he told me up to about 60% of local content is being implemented in that project. It's a mutual benefit. A lot of Ugandans have been employed. Iron and steel products are being procured from within Uganda. So are a number of other building materials other than earth-moving equipment that was secured from abroad. So you can see, through a mutually beneficial local content law, both countries can benefit. Within the East African region, ladies and gentlemen, I told you earlier on that the market is big. We have up to about 130 million consumers in the East African community. And Uganda is a member of the East African community, which is one of the most advanced regional economic communities in Africa. We believe that through regional economic communities like East African Community, ECOWAS, COMESA, SADC, the recently launched African Free Trade Area, African Continental Free Trade Area, that was launched in Accra by the President of Ghana, His Excellency Kofi Addo, is going to be a reality. Africa has got a large base of consumers and the consumption pattern is rising. We expect these African consumers to increase on their consumption of goods and services. The opportunity is there. Up to about 1.2 billion people are ready to take up your goods and services. But as I said earlier on, it should be a mutually beneficial trade arrangement. As you're aware, UK has left the European Union in paper, and plans are underway to completely leave the European Union economic bloc by December this year. You're welcome to do business in Africa on a mutually beneficial term. You're welcome to Uganda. A lot of people ask many questions that, why are we welcoming Chinese? We welcome everybody to Africa, to Uganda. If you want to work with us on a mutually beneficial term, you're welcome to do business in Africa, in Uganda, anywhere. We want to work with countries that can help transfer technology to Uganda to take advantage of highly trainable personnel and local available resources. I can tell you, Uganda has got all the minerals in the world. All minerals. Mention any mineral, you'll find them in Uganda. Government policy is that we attract the best mineral investors, come and work together with Ugandan companies, add value to these mineral products, and export in the export market for the benefit of the participating companies and therefore the countries involved. We also encourage people who make goods of high quality that meet the quality standards of the international consumers. We stress on good manufacturing practices, the same with good agricultural practices, so that the goods produced for the market can be traced to the producer. Lastly but not least, Uganda is open for business. We are going for elections early next year. We're going for elections for presidential, parliamentary, and local government elections next year. As I told you earlier on, Uganda is a democratic country that holds elections every 5 years. this should be confidence enough that your investments on export industries or on sectors that produces goods for export are in safe hands. We are a country managed through rule of law. I thank you for listening. God bless you.
Thank you very, very much, Julius, for this discussion and for giving us a good idea of what's going on with Uganda in terms of trade and commerce and how it relates to the Commonwealth at this point. Just a few questions to ask. Since we're in Birmingham at the moment and we're trying to celebrate Commonwealth diversity, could you give us a little bit of an idea of what the population in Birmingham of Ugandans is and your idea of trade and commerce in Birmingham as part of the Ugandan consulate?
Well, I don't have the exact number of Ugandans living in Birmingham because we don't have the records. But according to UK authorities, without giving the specifics, there are between 100,000 to 150,000 Ugandans living in the UK. London carries the majority. I'm not so sure about the number that live in the Midlands, including Birmingham. But you can guess, the larger the city, the larger the number of Ugandans, of the number of opportunities in those metropolitan areas.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. As well, so now that Britain is leaving, has left the European Union, as you've already mentioned, inviting them to come and take part in trade and commerce in Uganda. How do you feel about this connecting with the free trade policies that are coming up in Africa as part of the AU in recent times?
Yeah, that is now the continental growth strategy. We want to collapse the borders. We want, over the years, the growth in market should be unhindered, and movements of goods and natural persons should be unhindered. I can tell you an example. Not long ago, it wasn't easy to transport goods from Mombasa. Mombasa is a deep sea port found in the eastern part of Kenya. It's a Kenyan port. Same with Dar es Salaam. Dar es Salaam is a city port found in Tanzania. These are two major ports through which goods destined for Uganda and the interior of Africa, Central Africa, South Sudan, Congo, Rwanda, Burundi, they enter through Dar es Salaam or Mombasa. But it used to take about 1 month for the goods to reach Kampala from Mombasa. And it's not a very long distance. So once the borders are collapsed through a free trade arrangement, through a customs union and a common, there will be no roadblocks and no tariff barriers and non-tariff barriers along the export corridor. Goods should move freely and unhindered from one point to another. So we believe over time, the overall continent of Africa shall be open to facilitate trade and commerce. And you will realize that whenever there's free movements of goods and natural persons, including capital, the participants in that market arrangement, everybody benefits, everybody grows. Because there's no restriction.
Yeah.
So in the continent of Africa, it's a big dream. And Agenda 2063 hope to realize the common market for Africa. This is a way to go with a population of about 1.2 billion people and growing. You can only expect the free trade area to grow into a customs union where members do not charge tax among themselves for goods and services imported into their countries. They'll then charge external tariff for non-members who are participating in the trade arrangement. We believe that it is only through trade, not aid. That's the only way the African countries can stand on their 2 feet. So the current leadership of Africa, and by the way, there are no dictators in Africa. What happened in Mali about 2 weeks or so ago was unfortunate, but the matters are being discussed. As I said, all these African countries have got democratically elected governments, and this is confidence enough for investors around the world to take interest in Africa. Yeah.
Thank you very, very much, Julius. One more question. Given that the Commonwealth Games is coming to Birmingham in 2022, where does the Ugandan consulate see themselves going ahead with trade in Birmingham, basically making use of the fact that there's a presence of Ugandans in Birmingham, and trade and commerce can be increased, getting out of the boundaries of London and mainland England and coming to the West Midlands and seeing what trade opportunities are available. What do you see coming up in the next 2 to 3 years with regards to relations with the Ugandan consulate in Birmingham?
Well, the Commonwealth Games is coming up in Birmingham 2022. It's a great opportunity to boost trade and commerce. The participants in the trade and commerce, in logistics, in the entire value chains, in most sectors, in the tourism industry, the travel industry, everybody who will benefit, who will participate in the opportunity shall benefit. We will identify some Ugandan companies to participate in supplying goods and services. As you're aware, or you may not be aware, Uganda Airlines shall be flying to UK beginning of January, because we have applied for designation of Uganda Airlines to fly their planes to UK and over Europe. So the paperwork is being done and the aircrafts are being finalized in France. They will be delivered in Uganda early December. So the direct flight will obviously boost connectivity between UK and Uganda. And this is a great opportunity for promoting exports of perishable products and any other products. Other routes can be considered via the sea, via Suez Canal, through Mombasa. So there's a lot of opportunities to tap in the upcoming Commonwealth Games. And Uganda is going to field young people to participate in this tournament. And we normally carry home a lot of gold. As you could have noted, last 3 or 4 weeks ago, a Ugandan Joseph Cheptegei, he broke the world record.
Wow.
In France. You are not aware about it?
No, not yet. I think I have to look into it.
You should take interest in Uganda.
I should.
Uganda won, that young man won a world record, which was set by the Ethiopian over 10 years ago. So he broke the world record. So Uganda is becoming a sporting country. So in this tournament, which is coming up, there will be a lot of young people who will be coming to compete with their peers, with their age mates. And we wish them well. Yeah.
Thank you very, very much, Julius. It's been a great session. Thank you for sharing your expertise with us and giving us a good idea of what is going on in Uganda. The world needs to hear more about these things and see how there's progress in Africa and how we can tap into all the potential that different African countries have, improved trade and commerce, especially now with the Commonwealth and concentration on trade and commerce outside of the European Union for the United Kingdom. Are there any more questions, any more suggestions, any more comments that you'd like to throw across before we end this session?
Well, from my side, really, I am excited and encouraged by the continued engagement between Uganda and UK government in as far as promotion of trade, investments, and commerce is concerned. And as I said, Uganda is open for business. The UK companies are free to come and set up businesses in Uganda. And we all benefit from trade arrangements. Trade benefits everybody.
Yeah.
The last comment, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Julius. And we're grateful again. And we look forward to having more conversations in this regard. Yes.
A pleasure. And thank you, Jaffa Kapasi, for hosting me at this important event. May God bless all of you. Good day.
You too. Have a good afternoon.